Hello, my name's Julia Streets and happy International Women's Day. I can't tell you how much I love the theme for this year, choose to challenge. And the reason for that, as I think some people will probably testify, is I am a bit of a challenger. I'll give you a couple of examples. So one is my day job is I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the founder and the CEO of a business development, marketing and communications consultancy in the world of financial services and in the world of technology. So think fintech, small startups, huge global organizations. They're the kind of clients we work with. But at the same time, I'm also a stand-up comedian. And what's fascinating was the number of people who took me aside. And I was at the time gigging at, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I've been on some of the biggest stages in comedy in the UK. And a number of people took me aside and said, you have to pick. You can either be a stand-up comedian or you can be a businesswoman, but you can't be both. And I remember thinking, I fundamentally disagree with that statement. I have to completely challenge those assumptions of you have to be put in one box. Bring the two worlds together and amazing things have happened. One of them is I get invited to host incredible awards. So some of you may have seen me on the stage with Vanessa Vallely hosting the Rising Stars and the Tech Women 100 Awards. I also get invited to host discussion and debate fireside chats with senior people on podcasts and on stages, mostly now down the lens of a camera, all thinking about, what are the driving issues, the dynamics, the changes and the regulation that are affecting the industry today and also shaping our future as well. But I'm also very committed to the conversation about diversity and inclusion. And back in October 2017, I got so frustrated with the conversation about D&I that I felt I really had to challenge it and do something about it. So I was standing at the House of Commons, as you do, listening to banks talk about their commitment to diversity and inclusion, talking about how they were hiring heads of D&I, how D&I was in their DNA, and how they were committing budget to drive change. Commendable, certainly. But I felt there was quite a lot of rhetoric going on because at the other end of the spectrum, I met some amazing, amazing people who are doing some really important work at a very grassroots level. And thinking, well, hang on a minute, why on one hand, you're saying you're so committed, and on the other hand, you're so energized, why is it taking so long to change? So that night, I didn't sleep. I woke up the next morning, called a podcast producer friend of mine and said, I want to start a podcast. I want to get into this discussion about why it is so difficult to drive change and therefore what are the challenges we must unlock. I want to shine a light on really positive progress and I want to call out areas that require further focus and offer our listeners loads of ideas to help inspire and drive change. And as we sit here, I'm recording this, February 2021, in anticipation of International Women's Day. And we've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of very senior leaders. I've interviewed the Governor of the Bank of England. I've interviewed the President of the CBI, all talking about why diversity and inclusion really matters, particularly while we head into tough economic times. But I've also interviewed some of the uncovered voices, the hidden voices right the way across the industry and also around the world. And I'm so proud of my team because of their incredible hard work, pushing out the content, finding these amazing speakers. We're now rated one of the most important diversity and inclusion podcasts in the world. And also we have listeners in more than 50 countries. I'm so, so proud of it. So it is important to challenge. It's important to challenge when you feel it in your soul that something is not right. And it's really important to challenge the rhetoric. And I'm a marketeer. I'm a business development, marketing, communications woman. And I kind of describe myself as being a bit of a cynical marketeer, maybe a challenging marketeer is a better way to put it, particularly in the context of International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for Vanessa and her team for letting me share my story. And here's to continuing to challenge and continuing to drive change. Stay well, everybody. Take care. See you soon.